Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by CALVO'S Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
There's an acknowledgement of a wrongdoing on innocent victims.
Coming up on your primetime news, a win for war claims, history made for the island's World War II survivors. Plus, security measures in place at the court as they prepare for the sentencing of a former GPD cop. And also tonight, it's actually happening. Liberation Carnival takes off in just a few short days. Half a day, everybody, and good evening. A historic day of atonement was more than 70 years in the making as the Congresswoman announced that a special commission in Washington will now be accepting claims for those who died or suffered during the World War II occupation of Guam. Nestor Lecanto has our top story.
From December 8, 1941 through the summer of 44, thousands of Chamorros suffered untold atrocities at the hands of Japanese occupation forces. Congresswoman Bordallo says survivors and immediate family members of those who died from the war can finally file reparations claims directly with a Foreign Claims Settlement Commission.
What I think is most important is that our Manamco are finally recognized for the incredible patriotism that they exhibited during the occupation and the atrocities that they had to endure.
The payouts range from $25,000 to $15,000 for claims of death, rape, and severe physical injury. Claim forms are available in English and Chamorro, and the deadline to file is June of next year. Bordallo says her Guam and D.C. offices can help those with questions. But some have criticized the law's funding source. It's not new money, but Section 30 funds, taxes paid by federal employees here that Guam already receives each year.
It was not my ideal solution, but it does ensure that our survivors will receive their claim and not just an unfounded promise from the federal government.
Bordallo says congressional rules now require a specified funding source, which is why Section 30 funds were tapped. She says 4 times she managed to pass a bill in the House, only to have it die in the Senate.
Our process was the only way to get this bill passed.
Bordallo is still seeking an alternative funding solution so that Guam's local treasury is not harmed. Governor Eddie Calvo is skeptical and describes his feelings as bittersweet. He is happy that there's an acknowledgement of wrongdoing against innocent victims, but he resents that it's going to be paid by the people of Guam.
It's ironic that we have billed the federal government $78 million for next year. So $10 million will be taken out from health, education, and safety and tax refunds to pay for war claims.
The governor refers to the threshold set by law. Any money in excess of that goes toward war claims payments. Section 30 funds are used to cover all sorts of government obligations and are usually allocated before they are even received. Bordallo says if it ends up as the funding source, so be it. It is a matter of priority.
So I just felt that this is one time we have to place the Manamco as a priority.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, June 28th was designated as Guam War Survivors Day in a proclamation signed by the Lieutenant Governor. 85-year-old Forrest Harris is one of the few survivors who lived through the occupation of the island by Japanese forces.
I just want to say that I'm lucky that I lived through the war, in spite of most people that didn't make it. It's just kind of sad. I just kind of gave up on the war reparation. If the United States ever decide to compensate the Chamorro, I think it's more well deserved. But what else can I say? I mean, it's been a long time since the war.
A dinner and concert in honor of war survivors is set for the 28th at the Sheraton.
Well, it is the final book in a trilogy that provides a look at Guam's wartime experience. Last night, a special book signing ceremony was held at the Sheraton for the Guam War Survivors Memorial Foundation launch of Legacy Beyond Faces, a sentimental journey generation to generation.
Jose Santos Torres was only 8 years old when Japan began its occupation of Guam in 1941. When it ended, he was 11. It was a horrifying experience that no one should ever have to endure. Before his eyes, he watched his uncle beheaded. He also lost his brother at the hands of the Japanese.
They tell me that he was whistling the national anthem at the time, but I didn't know, I didn't see it, I didn't hear, but I heard that that was what happened. So the teacher actually, the sensei, they call him, took the stick and hit him over the head. I heard many times. And the next day he died from brain hemorrhage.
Like Torres, Rosita Guzman Duenas Diaz was also a child during the Japanese occupation of Guam during World War II. It happened so many years ago, but they're painful memories she can't escape. Like thousands of Chamorros, they were forced to march to the Menengan concentration camp in Jotnya. Every second was filled with fear.
We were scared because every time you hear somebody, we had to run and hide. And with the family walking, and it just so sad.
Rosita and Jose's stories are featured in the final installment of a trilogy of books published by the Guam War Survivors Memorial Foundation. The book is titled Legacy Beyond Faces, a sentimental journey generation to generation. Over the last several years, the foundation has been working with survivors and their families to chronicle Guam's wartime legacy. Victoria Leon Guerrero has been with the project since the beginning, serving as copy editor.
It's so exciting. I mean, to imagine that we not only have one, but three of these beautiful books that really keep these stories alive for generations to read and learn from, and also just to honor these survivors and their life stories and their families.
All three books are available for purchase at the Frank Blosson Associates office in Barrigada.
Well, we are now less than 1 day away from the sentencing of ex-police officer Mark Torrey Jr. The Judicial Center is expecting a large turnout, just as we saw when the guilty verdict was read back in March. Nick Delgado has a preview.
The deputy marshals and other staff at the local courts stand ready.
The services just are going to continue as scheduled, but it is going to be busy.
A busy courthouse as former Guam police officer Mark Torrey Jr. returns to the courtroom for sentencing. It was more than 3 months ago Torrey was acquitted of murder in the shooting death of fellow officer Albert Piolo. Jurors instead reaching this unanimous verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant Mark Torrey Jr. guilty of the offense of negligent homicide as a third-degree felony.
Torrey Jr. is found guilty of negligent homicide, aggravated assault as a third-degree felony, plus the special allegations of possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. He faces a max of up to 28 years in prison. But with so much attention on this specific case, the public can expect to see a rather large turnout. People filling the atrium of the Judicial Center, just as we saw during the day the verdict was announced. No doubt security remains a top priority, according to Judiciary of Guam's Director of Policy Planning and Community Relations, Sean Gumatauta.
The security is paramount. And so we understand that there's going to be, this is a high-profile case, but we're going to take all of our necessary security precautions that we had in the past to ensure that the safety of every occupant of the judiciary and the Guam Judicial Center at the time is met.
The judge is also expected to address the defense's motion for acquittal before sentencing is given. And it's all set to start right here before Judge Michael Berdalio at 9 a.m. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahu Nick Delgado.
Now, KUAM has coverage from Torrey Jr.'s sentencing on all of our platforms starting tomorrow. And if you missed it, you can get caught up with the case by watching Nick's special 10 to 46 Officer Down. That's streaming right now on YouTube and Facebook.
Now to an incident that happened at one of the island's public schools. Guam DOE and Guam Police are investigating a break-in at Vicente Benavente Middle School that happened over the weekend. Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz says school officials noticed signs of forced entry on Monday morning.
There were 3 classes that were broken into, and a wire for a surveillance camera was cut. Initial assessment is that there was nothing of significant value that was stolen other than some food and drinks that were left in the classroom.
Repairs are underway. DOE is also working to find out the cost of the damage.
Well, a doctor at the island's newest hospital is facing a wrongful death lawsuit. Dr. Felix T. Cabrera and 10 others at Guam Regional Medical City have been accused of medical malpractice after the family of the now deceased Raymond Saume died at the hospital. They allege his death was a result of an overdose caused by the physician. Dr. Cabrera is quoted in court documents stating, quote, he had prescribed a certain dosage of medication, but the staff, perhaps the nurses, did not follow his instructions and instead overdosed Raymond, end quote. Documents state Saume was brought to GMRC's ER on June 9th of last year after his family noticed he was behaving erratically in public. He was then administered stronger medication and woke up a day later. Saume would remain in a vegetative state for 2.5 months before he passed away. Today, GRMC responded expressing their sympathy. They state the hospital will defend itself from accusations in the complaint and look forward to a prompt and satisfactory resolution of the claim.
Big news to report for the island's liberation festivities.
Now, despite delays, officials now confirm we are just 8 days from the official opening of the Liberation Carnival at the Paseo in Higanya. Our Valerie Maige has our next report.
The rides are slowly but surely coming together. Initially, talks surrounded having the carnival only a few days out of the week, but KUAM confirms the carnival will operate all 7 days. The Mayor's Council of Guam, along with the Chamorro Village, met with potential vendors on Monday. As of last night, there were 30 potential vendors ready to join in this year's festivities. MCOG Executive Director Angel Sablan says the carnival setup will be a little different this year, as they have moved to the former Festpac Village. This year, confectionery and food vendors will also be required to bring in their canteens or food trucks. However, he says this makes the process a little easier. Sablan is hopeful they will have enough vendors to fill up the available spaces.
As far as games for the kids or the adults and sales of trinkets and stuff like that, we're going to utilize the concrete huts that are there at the Chamorro Village. There's 34 of those available, and hopefully we'll get it filled up. The rides actually have begun setting up. The only other thing that we have to determine is whether or not there will be bingo, since that's the only gaming that's going to be allowed during the carnival.
Bill 50 recently lapsed into law, forcing the mayors and the Guam Liberation Historical Society to look elsewhere for funding. For the mayors, casino gaming was considered the backbone for carnival funding. So far, investors have already had the casino gaming facility up for weeks, anticipating a status quo. But with the recently implemented ban, investors want to recoup the costs they've already dealt out.
We understand that, of course, they put up the building, they spent money up front, they've purchased supplies, and they've paid for the labor to construct the building. So there's some costs that they've incurred. And we're not saying that we're liable for all of those costs, but there is probably some liability.
Sablan adds they asked investors to continue communicating with the Liberation Society and to let them know what the costs would be to settle. There are no talks of litigation at this time. Meanwhile, the Liberation Carnival is set to kick off on June 28th and will run through July. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
Thanks, Valerie. Coming up, the island's military community remembers the 7 lives lost aboard the USS Fitzgerald.
And also, the complaints continue to mount as legislation has been introduced, hoping to curb a growing problem involving the island's stray dogs. That and more when we return.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. And the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on CALVO'S Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. CALVO'S Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
Celebrate more data on the ITE Family Share Plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
Drive and discover today at Cars Plus in Mighty. Voted Guam's best dealership, there's no better time to drive home a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram from Cars Plus. Like a rugged Jeep Wrangler 4x4 of the decade. Save up to $4,500 off. Or save $8,000 off a Jeep Cherokee. How about a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab? Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. Right now, save up to $8,500 off. Drive and discover today at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Hafa and welcome back, everybody. A farewell to their fallen shipmates as line of sailors paid their respects at Naval Base Guam today in remembrance of the 7 sailors who died aboard the USS Fitzgerald.
The tragedy even hits close to home for some here on Guam. Isa Baza has the story.
I'm here for the loss of a friend, Xavier Martin.
We worked at the Navy base together.
Both Petty Officer 3rd Class Brian Newman and Chris Midgley honored their friend and colleague Xavier Martin during a memorial mass at the Naval Base Chapel Tuesday afternoon. The 24-year-old sailor is one of 7 who died following the tragic collision between the USS Fitzgerald and the cargo ship ACX Crystal just off the coast of Japan on Saturday. His father, Darrell Martin, is devastated by the news.
It's my only child. It's all I have.
Naval Base Guam Commanding Officer Captain Hans Scholle says the USS Fitzgerald has close ties to the island. The Navy destroyer has made port visits here many times, and most recently during Multi-Sail 2017 back in March. He says the tragedy is personal for many in Guam's tight-knit naval family.
Petty Officer Xavier Martin was stationed here at our Personnel Support Detachment and departed here about a year ago. He still has many shipmates and friends here on the island.
We did car clubs together. We did car club before I figured out he was in the Navy. We also played video games together every now and then. I was pretty devastated. I didn't think that would happen to anyone that I actually knew or cared about.
An ongoing military investigation hopes to get to the bottom of what went wrong during the fatal accident that happened when most of the ship's crew members were fast asleep. Until then,
I think our message to the community, to the naval family who suffered this loss is you're in our thoughts and prayers.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Now it's worth noting that the bodies of the Fitzgerald 7 have left Japan and are now headed home. Well, in other news tonight, it is a doggone figure as of the 60,000 dogs that are on the island, over a third of them are strays. And as Crystal Paco reports in our next story, legislation has been introduced to control the numbers, specifically making spaying and neutering more affordable for all pet owners.
Dogs gone wild, literally.
The stray dog population is significant. We have 24,500 stray dogs on island.
Cyrus Lur is citing numbers from a 2014 survey conducted by the Humane Society International. The survey counted 60,000 canines on Guam. Of that, over a third are roaming the streets, and that figure expected to be much more today. For Speaker B.J. Cruz, that reality bites.
It's huge, but I mean, even my own experience with the dogs downstairs and trying to walk in Tumon, it really is terrible. Or running at night, it makes it really difficult.
On Tuesday, Cruz introduced Bill 120. The legislation proposes raising the cost to bring animals into Guam from $60 to $175 for every dog or cat, a fee comparable to Hawaii.
The purpose is try to provide an opportunity for everyone who has a pet to get their pet spayed, and with the cost of spaying or neutering running about $100, we thought that maybe there'd be a way that we could have a fund that we could assist low-income individuals with being able to get their dogs taken care of.
KUAM called local veterinary clinics and learned the procedure can cost a pet owner anywhere from $40 to $300+, depending on your pet's gender and size.
Cost is definitely a factor that prevents people from getting spays and neuters.
Lure, who is president of Gaines' board of directors, says the shelter receives 6,000 animals annually and adopts those animals to forever homes. Daily, they're running at near full capacity.
A single female dog can have up to 3 litters in a year. On average, a litter is about 5 to 6 puppies, but that can vary based on breed.
Lure estimates the island would need to spay and neuter 75% of the animals in order to control the population. By raising fees, Bill 120 makes the procedure more affordable through the use of a voucher system that can be used at vet clinics.
What Bill 120-34 does is it really hits the source of the problem. The only way to solve a stray dog problem is to spay and neuter pets island-wide. At the shelter, we're dealing with the symptoms of the problem. We're taking care of the animals as they're coming in.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
After 3 years and counting without medicinal marijuana in Guam, local advocacy group Grassroots Guam says enough is enough. Managing partner Andrea Pelicani wrote to the Office of Public Accountability today, urging the agency to mandate and publish standard operating procedures for agencies involved in the issuance of medical cannabis applications and clearances. The letter raised concern over the price and complexity of licensing and permitting fees, arguing the SOPs could help streamline the process.
Well, it was a humble moment for one of Guam's own as Guam National Guard Brigadier General Roger Leon Guerrero recently presented a meritorious service medal and official retirement order to Major Noel Espino. The ceremony happened over the weekend at the Joint Medical Center in San Antonio in Texas. As in 2014, Espino completed training in Kentucky when a drunk driver crashed into him, causing him to lose his left leg. During the ceremony, Espino thanked the Guard and said he would not have made it without the love and support of his wife, Rose.
Stay tuned. Sports is coming up next, but first, here's your weather forecast.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion. Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is. Oh, yeah.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips? Welcome to
Wow!
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow!
Cool!
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
Spider-Man isn't the only hero in town. Look, there's Pizza Man with Cheesy Bites Pizza.
Thanks
And it's 28 poppable, cheese-filled bites baked into the crust. Spider-Man has Spidey sense. Pizza Man has Cheesy Bites Pizza. He climbs walls. He climbs stairs. Spider-Man has superhuman strength. Pizza Man has, yep, that super cheesy, crowd-pleasing Cheesy Bites Pizza. No one out-pizzas the Hut. See Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters July 7th.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone's doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Hey, Mom, it's a tuba.
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $6,000 total value on select 2017 Buick Enclave leather vehicles in stock. Visit Autospot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Half a day, Guam, you ready? Martes, Tuesday, woohoo! KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J, rain or shine. It's sports in time. Let's get right to it. Drug-free hoops with the kids. GYBA Drug-Free Youth Basketball League. Mavs versus Yellow Jackets. Mavericks player Alicia Perez driving to the basket with her learner's permit, going window for the lay-in. Mavs scoring the first points of the game behind good teamwork. Kristen Silva working that ball around. Corner pocket 3, Rosita Duenas. Tress. She adds to her team's lead. Yellow Jackets setting up the inbound play. Danica Cabrera setting the screen. Tia Apatang catch and shoot. Mavs improving to 4-1 in the girls U18 division with the 35-19 win. Mia St. led the way with 14 points. In other games, U18 girls, Crusaders 44-14 over the Barragata Spurs. Behind Aubrey Charkaloff's 9 points on 3 3-pointers. U16 boys, Yellow Jackets 50-26 over Team STC Black behind Tree Murakami's 12 points. Hats off to New Zealand's Alex Hunt for earning his first pro tennis points from the 2017 Kings Guam Futures ITF Pro Circuit. The 23-year-old's dreams came true after defeating the NMI's Christopher Cahigan 6-0, 6-0. Alex received a wild card into the main draw and will now advance to the next round of the tourney. The win, highly emotional for Hunt, who was born without half of his left arm and has been wearing a prosthetic arm since he was about 6 months old. I believe I may be the first player missing a limb to earn a professional point, and it's huge for me because it's always been my dream, Hunt said after his win. For me, winning and earning professional point is also about inspiring other people who may have disabilities, so I believe it's a big step in being able to do that. Deuced Smiles Golf Championship successfully raising over $30,000 to go towards Guam children in need of surgery for cleft lip and cleft palate. Over 70 teams and dozens of sponsors participated in support of Dusatani Guam Resort's first ever major community fundraiser. All funds going directly to Guam kids, with the surgeries being performed in partnership with 2 local doctors, Dr. Darius Richardson of Pacific Surgical Arts and Dr. John Fegerer of Holiday Specialists. Community Corps David Tedinko presented a check for $2,000 to the Guam National Tennis Federation to support the sports organization's youth tennis development programs. The money will go towards the Guam National Tennis Federation's fast-growing U12 programs. Funds donated were made possible through resources from Mega Bingo and is a pledge from the Community Corporation to support youth tennis development initiatives in Guam through supplemental funding. Hey, rain or shine, you keep on shining even if it's raining. Cats and good logos out there. My name's Chris. Esta adios!
It's Nissan's Stay Fit sales event.
Fitness is important. You Nissan service pros are like trainers for my car's fitness.
Now check out this heart racing deal on the Versa Note, starting at $107 per pay period, no money down. Versa Note Family Fun Transportation, $107 per pay period, no money down. Your new car fit kit includes free service, free car washes, and your own personal fitness watch.
Keeping it fit and clean with free car washes leaves me more time to focus on keeping myself fit.
The Stay Fit sales event. Find out more at Nissan Upper Tumon or online at NissanGuam.com.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Introducing McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the sweet barbecue bacon sandwich, tangy barbecue sauce made with sweet onions, thick cut apple with smoked bacon, and topped with crispy golden onions, on chicken or seared beef. Introducing McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the maple bacon Dijon burger, apple with smoked bacon with sweet maple seasoning, grilled onions, and a creamy Dijon sauce with a hint of honey, on chicken or seared beef.
The hot summer savings event is going on now at Triple J. With only 1.9% financing on all new vehicles, now is the time to buy. Plus, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase. Get unbelievable deals on all remaining 2016s and all new 2017 models. That's right, 1.9% financing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Lincolns, Volvos, Mazdas, and Kias. Plus a free $500 Kmart gift certificate. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Triple J says yes. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
All right, everybody, time to do the birthday thing, courtesy of our friends at Cold Stone Creamery. And happy birthday to Scott Gordon O'Brien Jr. Have a happy and blessed birthday. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, Team O'Brien, and family. And it's spelled just like that. Family.
And happy birthday to Anthony Wilson from Dad, David, and Stepmom Angie. We love you very much.
All right, it is super easy and absolutely free to be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, my friends. Just go to KUAM.com, register, and then watch. That's it.
That's it. Stay tuned. Issa's next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.